Good morning students. To the students of Standard 8, I welcome you to this class. I hope you are all fine and doing well. Today we are going to study about Geography chapter number 3, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife Resources. In the previous chapter we have seen about the different types of natural resources including the land resource, soil resource and the water resource. Today we are going to study about the natural vegetation and the wildlife resources. Students, what is natural vegetations? Why do we call them as the natural vegetations? So natural vegetation means the plants, when the different types of plants grow naturally, they are referred to as the natural vegetations. Once again, you can see it here, the different types of plants grow naturally, they are referred to as natural vegetations. Now natural vegetations, all the plants, the grass and the bushes that grow naturally, they are called as the natural vegetation. So when we speak about the natural vegetation, it includes the forest, it also includes the grasslands and also includes the shrubs. Coming to the wildlife, wildlife refers to all types of plants, animals, birds and organisms which live in their natural habitat. Once again, what are the wildlife? Wildlife refers to all types of plants and animals, birds and organisms which live in their natural habitat. So that is the wildlife. Next, the important things that we are going to study is why these natural vegetations are so important to us. Why these natural resource or natural vegetations are important resource, or they are important to us. Natural vegetation, they are important resource because this natural vegetation provides us the timber or the woods that we use in for different purposes in the our domestic needs. So natural vegetation provides us the timber, the firewoods. It also provides natural vegetation to provide us the oxygen to breathe. That is the most important thing that we receive from the natural vegetation, the oxygen that we breathe. And next thing is this natural vegetation provides us the different forest products, different products like fruits and vegetables and nuts, etc. Also these natural vegetations are very much important for the protection of the soil erosion. Natural vegetations help in the protection of the soil erosion and also helpful in the storing of the underground water. So natural vegetations are very important for the protecting soil erosion and also storing the underground water. So that is the importance of the natural vegetations. I hope you understand. Once again I will repeat why natural vegetations are important resource. Natural vegetations are important resource because they provide us the timber, the firewood, and these natural vegetations protect the soil erosion and help in the storing of underground water. They provide us oxygen to breathe and also provides the home to different animals. And natural vegetations also provide different products like fruits, vegetables and nuts. So that is the importance of the natural vegetations. Next thing that we are going to see is the distribution of natural vegetations. Students, we see when we look into the earth, we see different types of forests, different types of trees grow in different parts of the earth. Everywhere there is no equality of the forest, no quality of the trees. In different parts of the earth we have a different types of vegetation, different types of forest. So that is distribution of natural vegetation. Now let me tell you what makes this the difference in the forest in different part of the earth. Why there is a different types of forest in different part of the earth. What affects it? What's the reason? So the distribution of natural vegetations or reason for why there is a different types of forest in different places, the reasons are the amount of sunlight and amount of rainfall. These are the two factors that influence, okay, two factors that influence the distribution of the natural vegetations. What are the two factors which influence the distribution of natural vegetations are amount of sunlight and amount of rainfall. Let me tell you example. Amount of sunlight. We know that in different part of the earth we receive the different amount of the heat, different amount of temperature from the earth, and that also affects the growth of the vegetations, because for the growth of the vegetations and trees, the sunlight and rainfall is very much important. So since we have a different places, different amount of, for example, equatorial places, the middle of the earth receives the more amount of heat from the sun. Therefore there the different types of forests grow. When we go to the polar areas, to the north pole and the south pole, where the amount of heat, amount of temperature and light is very less, and therefore there the different types of vegetations grow. So you see, because of the different amount of the heat, temperature received in different places, different types of plants and forest grow. Second thing is amount of rainfall. We know the area where receives the more rainfall, and high rainfall between the 100 to 200 centimeters in annually. So areas where receives the high amount of rainfall also have a evergreen forest, very thick forest, evergreen forest. Whereas the area where it receives very less rainfall, for example desert area, where the rainfall is even less than the 50 centimeters. So in desert areas there grows only the thorny bushes like cactus, date palms and etc. So you can understand, because of the rainfall and because of the temperature, the different types of forests grow in different places. Apart from this, there are other reasons also, the the altitude, means the height of the land. So height of the land also differs. In the hilly areas we see the different types of coniferous trees. As we go to the top of the hills and in the high altitudes, we see there is a very less vegetations grow, and there we see the lichens and mosses or the meadows grow. And when we come to the middle of the hills, we see the coniferous forest, and when we go to the plain areas, we see the evergreen types of forest. So the altitude, the height of the place also affects the types of vegetation. Let's come to the different types of the natural vegetation, broadly classified into forests, grasslands and shrubs. We are going to study in this chapter. When we speak of the natural vegetation, it's not only include the forest, not only the trees, but it also includes the grasslands and also includes the shrubs. So natural vegetations are classified into three: the forest, grasslands and shrubs. We see that there are different types of grassland in different part of the earth, and we also see the areas where only shrubs grow. So let's start with the forest, different types of forest found in different part of the earth. So different types of forest found in the earth are forest of the tropical region. The first is the different types of forest. The first types of forest found on the earth are the tropical forest. These forests are found in the tropical regions, and therefore they are called the tropical forest. Let me tell you before that, what is a forest? When we say forest, how do you define a forest? What's the definition of the forest? So regions where trees grow close to each other. A forest is an area where trees grow close to each other. That's a forest area. Different types of forest. First I told you the tropical forest. When I say tropical forest, it is the forest where when we draw a globe, we see in the middle is the equatorial area, and beside the equator there is a Tropic of Cancer. So that is Tropic of Cancer in the north and Tropic of Capricorn in the south. So these areas are called tropical areas, the Tropic of Cancer and the tropical areas. We can say these are the areas between the equatorial area and the temperate area. This is the temperate area and this is the Arctic Circle. And so the area between the tropical area and the equatorial area. this is equatorial area, and this is the temperate area. So the area between the temperate area and the equatorial area, the middle places are called the tropical area. So also in the south, the area between the equator and the temperate regions, the middle areas are called the tropical areas. Our India is in the tropical area. So this area, the speciality of this area, this is called the tropical area, and the forest found in this area are called tropical forest. These tropical forests are divided into two: the tropical evergreen forest and the tropical deciduous forest. Let me tell you, these tropical areas receives the high rainfall. Some areas receives the high rainfall, and the temperature is also high. Therefore, this area have two types of forest: tropical evergreen forest and tropical deciduous forest that I have written here. See, the forest of the tropical area is divided into two: tropical deciduous forest and tropical evergreen forest. Let me tell you about the tropical deciduous forest. These are the areas where the temperature is moderate, and also the rainfall is moderate. Where the rainfall is the average rainfall. In these areas, tropical deciduous forests are found. Once again I am telling, the area where the rainfall is also medium or average rainfall, and the temperature is also average, in this area tropical deciduous forests are found. Now tropical deciduous forest, especially of this forest, these forests are not so thick. They are not so thick. Trees are of medium height. Trees are of medium heights, and the forests are not so thick, and these trees, they shed their leaves. The important thing is that these trees of this tropical deciduous forest, they shed their leaves in the dry seasons, and during the dry season, all the trees, they shed their leaves, and therefore they are not evergreen. They are not evergreen. They do not remain evergreen. Some of the trees of this tropical deciduous forest are sal, sesame, and rosewood, sandalwood, and these are the different type teak. These are the different types of the trees of this tropical deciduous forest. Most of the parts in India, especially the Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and this Jharkhand, and this middle part of India, we have a tropical deciduous types of forest. Next is the tropical evergreen forest, which is also found in the tropical areas. Tropical evergreen forest, these are the forests found in the areas where the rainfall is high. So in this forest are found in the high rainfall areas, and the temperature is also high. So hot and wet, we can say these forests are found in the hot and wet climate, especially the Amazon basins, the African forest, the Amazon basins, and also the northeastern states in India like Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland. In these areas we have evergreen forest. In these areas the rainfall is high and temperature is also high, therefore evergreen types of forest grow in this area. Now the speciality of this evergreen forest, the speciality this evergreen forest is this: these trees remain evergreen. They remain evergreen because they do not shed their leaves, because always there is a rainfall, because these areas are very wet. So these forests are also called the tropical rainforest, and deciduous forests are called tropical monsoon forest because they get rainfall only in the monsoon season. So tropical deciduous forests are called monsoon forest, and tropical evergreen forests are called rainforest. They grow in the high rainfall areas, and they are very thick. These forests are very thick, and trees are of tall height, and the leaves have a broad leaves, and they are evergreen because they do not shed their leaves together, so always remain green. That is the specialty of this forest. Some of the important trees of this forest are rubbers, ebony, mahogany, cinchona, rubber, and these are the important trees of the evergreen forest. Moving to the next, forest of the temperate region. Forest of the temperate region, as I told drawn in the here, these areas are called the temperate of areas. So these are both side. In the north side also, these are temperate circle line. This is also. So in this area, in temperate areas, we can say between the between the tropical area and the Arctic Circle, and between the tropical area and the Antarctic Circle. This area are called near the temperate regions. This temperate forests are found. Now these temperate forests are also divided into two: temperate evergreen and temperate deciduous forest. Okay, this is also divided into two types: temperate evergreen and temperate deciduous forest. Now temperate according to the height, okay, forest of the temperate regions, these regions, winter is mild and rainfall is moderate. The forest have the trees, shrubs and bushes. Okay, now and some places we see this because it is in the hilly areas, in some hilly areas in the high altitude, therefore in some places the coniferous forest also grow. Some coniferous forests also grow, and coniferous forests are of evergreen types. They are evergreen forests, they do not shed their leaves, and therefore in temperate regions both the types of forest are found. Deciduous forest and the evergreen forest are also found. Okay, moving to the forest of the taiga region. Next is the forest of the taiga regions. You can see forest of the taiga region. Now when we see of the forest of the taiga regions, once again we have to draw. They are found in the areas. Okay, they are found in the areas between 50 degree north latitude to 70-degree north latitudes. Means they are in the near to polar areas. They are near to polar areas between 50-degree north to 70-degree north. That means they are in near the polar areas, and they are in the high altitude, means in the hilly areas. That is the taiga forest. Okay, and taiga is a Russian word. Taiga is a Russian word which means untouched or pure. So taiga comes from a Russian word, that is untouched or pure. That means these forests are found in the high altitude, in the hilly regions between, as I told you, near the equator, between 50-degree north to 70-degree north, and therefore they are found in the high altitudes, high areas, and therefore most of the time these forests are remained away from the interference of the human beings. Very less interference are there in these types of forest. Okay, now let me tell you speciality of this forest. The coniferous forests are found in these areas. Okay, in this taiga regions, coniferous forests are found. Coniferous forest, I already told you, they are conical in shape, because they are in the high hilly areas. They are conical in shapes, and they are straight. They are straight, conical in shapes, and their leaves are very thin like a needle. So why? Because in this area there is a snowfall, because they are in a high altitudes, in a high area, and therefore there is a snowfall, and during the snowfall the snows easily slide down through these trees, and that is the specialty of these trees. So in taiga region coniferous forests are found, and they are conical in shapes, they are straight, and their leaves are like a needle, very thin. Okay, one more thing, these trees have a very soft wood. These trees have the soft wood, and they are very costly, and some of the trees are, the main trees found are the Douglas, fir, Sitka, spruce, larch and redwood. So pine, fir and spruce, these are the important trees of this taiga forest or the coniferous forest. Next we are coming to the desert vegetation. Moving to the desert vegetation. So desert vegetations are found in the desert area where the temperature is high and the rainfall is very less. Rainfall is less than the 50 centimeters. Even less than 50 centimeters means very less rainfall, and the temperature is high. In the desert areas, this desert vegetation are found. Okay, in India we have a desert vegetation in the parts of Rajasthan and the Thar deserts. So special feature of these trees. Now speciality of these trees. The speciality of these trees are, the trees have long roots, so they dip into the earth and to get little moisture and water from the depth of the earth. So the roots are very deep. Okay, next is the thorny and spongy surface. The trees are thorny surface, means they have a thorns and spongy surface, and then they have the waxy leaves. Leaves are waxy, so that these are the specialty of this tree, so that they can retain the water. They can retain the water and stop the water loss. Okay, so these are the specialty of the desert vegetation. Moving to next to the tundra vegetation. These are in the near the polar areas. We can see these are the vegetations found in the high latitudes of the northern hemisphere, especially in the Eurasia and North America, means near the polar areas. They are in the high altitudes. Okay, and tundra vegetation in the high latitudes of the north hemisphere. During short summer season, meadows grow. Meadows means small bushes. There is no big trees. Big trees are found in this area because this area remains covered with the snow and ice. So in summer season when the snow melts, little bit of meadows, means lichens and mosses, some small bushes and grasses grow during the summer seasons when the snow melts. So these are the different types of forest. I hope you understood, and in the next classes we will see about the wildlife. And that's all for today. Thank you very much.